Now we've looked at how to measure shapes, similar shapes with the shadows so that we can find maybe an unknown measurement. We can do the same thing with ratios in shapes. And so in this example, we're going to create a little picture here that's going to help us visually see what's going on. So I'm going to have over here, we're going to pretend like this is a huge cliff. On this edge over here, it's a big cliff, it drops off, and let's, on the top of the cliff, you got a little green grass, maybe a tree that's up here. Nice little tree. That's a cliff right there, and we want to know how tall that cliff is. Okay, and right now I don't know how tall that cliff is, but maybe I know how tall this person is. Let's say that this person is 6 feet tall. Now, with that cliff and with this person and that knowledge of that, the measurement of that person, I can create two similar triangles. Okay, the first task is to just extend my line here. And my second task is to extend my line from the top of the cliff down just so that it touches the head of that person. And now I've created a shape that I can use a ratio of. The last thing that I need to know the measurement of is I need to know how far is my measurement place, which is that blue dot right there. How far is that from the person? And in this example, let's say that that's 12 feet. And then I also need to know how far is it from that measurement point all the way back to the edge of the cliff. And let's say that from the person to the blue dot is 12 feet, and from the person to the cliff is another 48 feet. So I can set up a ratio using this person, as I've created a smaller triangle there. And I can set up a ratio that looks something like this. 6 feet, that's the height of my first shape, over 12 feet, that's the base of my first shape, is equal to, and I am trying to find out the height of my cliff. So it's equal to x over, and I need the total distance. It's really important that I measure the total distance. So in this case, I'd go 48 plus 12 would be 60 feet. And if I've done that, then I can figure out using my ratios, how did I get from 12 feet to 60 feet? That's my goal. I want to know how I got from 12 feet to 60 feet. Well, I know that 12 times 5 gets me to 60. Therefore, 6 times 5 will give me whatever my x is. And in this case, I know that 6 times 5 is equal to 30. So I can figure out, the measurement of the height of that cliff simply by creating two similar ratios that are there. There's another way that we can use these similar shapes, and hopefully that gives you a little bit of practice with them.